I played 100 test match in Pretoria. And then we get to Durban. We lost the game dismally. And then we get to the following game in Cape Town, which is the Boxing Day, the New Year's Day. Because we lost the game, and then I was the one who was dropped out of that team, out of that 11. And then I was never wear the green and gold again.
Makhaya, did you ever have any kind of conversation with Cricket South Africa about officially retiring, or about, I mean, I just look at what has been done for other great legends of the game in South Africa and the kind of remembrances that are had for those players. And it's a decision that they make, and people prepare for that final test, and everybody knows, and there's all these beautiful video messages. I don't recall that for you.
That was never the case. That was never done. You know, all of them, I watched them playing every single city in South Africa because they were retiring. I was never been given that opportunity as well. So my one was shut down immediately effect, because within the same month later, I lost my contract. From A+ to no contract in South Africa.
Do you not think, though, that we should have more players of colour representing South Africa?
Without a doubt. And then I think all of that, it has to start with the provincials. We have a lot of players of colour that they are on the pipeline. We have a lot of players of colour that they really, you know, are showing the signs of being good. And then they're showing the signs of they have the talent. So now the provincial is the one that they should be starting, you know, to nurse all of those cricketers instead of losing them, or instead of keeping them into the lower league, if you understand what I'm trying to say, so that there will be no issue when it comes to selection. So when it comes to selection now, you know exactly who are those players that actually have scored runs. Who are those players that actually have taken so much of wickets, you know? So the reason why I'm saying this, we can't have all 11 of black cricketers representing the country. As long we have the talent that being nursed from the provincial's point of view. So whenever the selectors, they're looking for any player that can be either a batsman, if Quinton de Kock is injured, there's a black opener that scores hundreds. It shouldn't be an issue to call up that guy.
Do you think it is an issue at the moment?
Of course, it's still an issue, because there's certain names that you cannot take them out of the team, and then you can't replace those names with a player of color. That's where my issue is.
Did you ever feel incredibly lonely in the team?
You want me to be honest with you?
I'd love you to.
I was forever lonely, because the first thing that comes to loneliness is not to have someone knocking at your door and say, let's go for dinner. That's loneliness on its own. Where you will watch, you know, friends calling each other and then having plans right in front of you, and then you'll be skipped. And then they will go along by themselves. And then they will have dinner, they will have lunch, they will have breakfast, you know. And then at the same time, when you walk into the breakfast room, if you were the first one in the breakfast room, you will see the next person that walks in, it will never come and sit next to you. That loneliness that you are playing within the same team together, getting into the same bus, you know, drive all the way to the stadium, and then practice at the same time, bowl to them, you know, and then wear the same clothes, and then we sing the same national anthem. You know, so those kind of things, I had to find a way to overcome them. And then I find a way, but that way it became one of the best weapon of my life, whereby I will go to the driver of the bus early morning, and then I'll give him my bag. And then I'll say to him, I'll meet you at the ground. I'll put my running shoes. I'll run to the cricket ground. And then same thing, on my way back, I'll give the bus driver my dirty clothes. And then I'll say, I'll see you at the hotel. I'll run all the way back to the hotel. But people, they never understood why I was doing that. And then I will never say to them, this is why I'm doing this, to avoid A, B, C, D. So it became my best thing ever, right through my cricket career, not have to worry about someone else and then having the same mind and say, I will meet them at the ground, because I'm running away from that loneliness, from driving from the hotel 20 minutes to the ground and driving back from the ground 20 minutes to the hotel. And then you could see that if I'm sitting at the back, the rest of them is at the front.
During these exceptional months, FXCM's team ensured.
And Thando has had a different experience when it comes to his outings with the national under-19 team.
He had his one. I had to step in as well into that. You know, I remember when they didn't want him to be part of the under-19 camp. I had to fly from East London to sit in a meeting in Cape Town, where everyone, the doctors, the physio, the ex-trainers, and all of those kind of things, you know, we had to sit around the table. And then one thing that I had to say to them, and then I say to them, do you guys want this guy to be part of your system? And then they say yes. And then I say, give me one minute. And then I want Thando to say it himself. And then I ask Thando, are you injured? And then Thando says, Dad, I am not injured. And then I said to them, okay, if you take this guy to the camp and then he doesn't pass the fitness test, then I will take an ownership. Are you hearing this?
Yeah.
I will take an ownership. So that then, if the stress fracture that you guys claiming that he has becomes the problem, then it's my fault. Mm-hmm. But only one thing that I want you guys to do, give him a chance. Let him prove himself that he's fit enough, he's strong enough that he can be able to play for under-19. He played against West Indies. He destroyed West Indies under-19 by himself. They call up me and say, which Sangoma did you go to? And then I said to them, I didn't go to any Sangoma. That's an opportunity that you will close into that side. One thing they will keep on saying to me and says, look at the bigger picture. And then I said to them, we're all looking at the bigger picture, because this guy, first thing, he set himself a certain goals. Playing for under-19 is part of his goals. So the bigger picture that you actually telling me that we should look at it, it's part of his journey, being part of the under-19 World Cup. Then the bigger picture is keep on ticking the boxes of it. So if you're gonna say to me, let's look at the bigger picture, then I'm willing to take an ownership if he gets injured while he's trying to get his journey into the right direction.
I think you can talk openly about it, but to hear those things is quite difficult, I must say.
No, it's for me and you, it could be the whole day, you know, if I'm saying, but, you know, those are the kind of things that we thought, you know, as players, that we will go to the grave with them, you know, we go 6 feet under with, you know, even though they were painful, but at the same time, you can't run around and telling people about what has happened to you, because, you know, there was that say that he's a sore loser. He didn't appreciate, you know, what was given to him, you know. So the little things that they goes to our heads at the same time, you know, those are the kind of things that they're really destroying the young fellows that they're coming after. Because we don't really want, you know, to really scare them of what life is coming, you know, ahead of them.
Are you grateful then for the Black Lives Matter, that it's given you an opportunity to speak about some of these things that you thought you were going to go to the grave with?
It could never come at the right time. I think this is the right moment, the right time. We're still young. We are able to sit down with our own kids, and we are able to reach to them, you know, than, you know, waiting until you are 65, and that's when you're going to tell your grandchildren, this is what we used to do. And then, you know, running around and taking fifers and 10 fers, giving high fives and all kind of things. It's